1027 WNEW, New York.
Ron and Fez, 1027 WNEW.
Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason. Unique New York.
Very good.
All right. Now, do you have to be general or specific?
Why don't you try general, and then if we want to make it more specific, we will. We'll tell you, too.
Newspaper?
All right, more specific. The big
Sunday
news.
Times?
There you go. Very
Yeah.
good, my friend.
All right.
Wow, to make the New York Sunday Times.
That's right.
Now, that can't be right, though, can it?
There's a lot of paper. To make one of those newspapers.
No.
Take 60,000 trees.
No, but even if it's to deliver every paper, 63,000 trees?
A lot of comics in there.
Well, let's do... You know, there's probably some parts of the paper we can do without.
A lot of ads, too, in there.
Take out some of the
I
personals.
understand. It is a big-ass fat paper. Although, you know, I get half the Sunday paper on Saturday.
Do you?
Yeah.
Which half do you get?
You get all the arts and entertainment, all the stuff that isn't, like, news for that week.
Oh, the magazine lifestyle
Yeah, the
type
magazine,
stuff.
the real estate stuff.
Right.
So, really, to me, Saturday's paper is the big one. Sunday, I can skip.
That's got all your leisure reading.
Do you think that's considered part of the Sunday Times?
Yes, it is. Of course it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I just can't imagine 63,000 trees.
That's a lot of trees.
When we got computers now, and you can surf the net.
Right. 63,000 trees they're tearing down a week.
There is a lot of ads in there. You throw out a lot of that
Maybe they're
paper.
just really small trees.
I can't imagine. Maybe bushes. Maybe it's 63,000 bushes.
That's what it's all about.
Check that, would you? Now, who found this fact?
Because when I hear 63,000 trees, I immediately think redwoods.
Did Billy do this?
No, the source was uselessfacts.net.
That's for sure.
Now, does useless mean they could just make them up themselves?
No, it was credited.
All right, Billy's telling us he used to deliver the Times. Get in here, Billy.
All right. Staples! Now!
Billy freaks around the house.
Billy, you used to deliver the New York Times?
Oh, yeah, I was one of the adult deliverers. We used to drive around in the cars every weekend, and actually 7 days a week. And we
Did you have to throw the Sunday Times?
Yeah, we used to have to put it in the big flat bags because they were too big to roll up and stuff.
You think it took 63,000 trees?
I gotta
every
tell you,
week?
I got to tell you, Ronnie, some of those things we threw were like throwing phone books. When we used to try to throw them like over the top of the car and stuff, and they'd land on the thing like thud. You know, you hear them hitting the driveway and stuff.
They're all hitting the roof of the car that he's in.
Oh, I've broken antennas and everything a couple times with those papers.
You know, on the street, what's it cost you for a Sunday Times? Like $4 or something now?
Yeah, I think so. And it's like they give free delivery with the Times now and stuff. So we used to, like you said, we deliver half of it on Saturday. Saturday was always the biggest section, arts and leisure, travel, all
Now, how long have they been doing that?
As long as I've been doing it. I've been doing it on and off for about 10 years. The delivery of home papers and stuff.
Well, you're a teenager. You ought to be delivering the paper. It's going to make you learn about life.
I used to go back just around November, just do it for a month so I can get Christmas tips.
Now, how many of those times did you have to deliver? Let's say the Sunday Times.
How many times? I'm sorry.
Now, how many did you have to deliver on a route?
Oh, about 400 or 500. I used to have 2 routes. So I would do about 400 or 500. The hardest part was putting them together beforehand and load them in the car.
See, I won't do that.
Putting the penny saver in there?
Oh, forget it. The penny saver. No, the penny saver was actually Newsday. We never did the penny. Times is much too up class for the penny saver.
Right.
How many frickin' jobs have you had?
Very, very many. This was one of the best ones because it was an overnight job and I was free to just hang out during the day and pursue other stuff. So.
Boost.
You're acting.
I wish you had.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, hold on. Here he is trying to throw Sunday Times. Come on, Billy.
Well, they're heavy.
Throw it from your spine. How'd you throw a newspaper with a 24-pack in your hand?
It was tough sometimes. The worst was Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving. That was the heaviest paper of all time.
Because they put a turkey in each one.
Oh, that's right. You get a turkey wrapped in a newspaper.
Just try shoving those in those blue bags.
It looks like, but do you really think it takes 63,000 trees?
I got to tell you, you used to get these papers on pallets. It's a lot.
All right, the Times is one about how many? 500 newspapers?
Okay.
On Sundays, you think?
Right.
So how many trees are we killing every week? 500,000?
Altogether, just to read the funny papers and the Parade magazine.
Yeah. Well, they do home delivery all over the place, not just New York and stuff. They do Times of home delivery everywhere.
Well, that is true. I mean, you can get it. You can get the Sunday Times in San Francisco or Hawaii, for that matter. But still, 63,000 trees. There's something wrong with that.
It seems like it should be illegal.
Craig, you're on Fez.
Hey, Craig, what can we do for you?
What's up, boys? 14220. All right. Want to let you know, Billy, a little bit of a puss.
Why's that?
He can throw the New York Times.
Maybe what we ought to do is have a Sunday Times throwing contest.
Oh, please. Here, now finally something I can do.
Is that right, Stump Boy?
We know what you can do, Billy. You can drink.
Oh, come on. That's just a myth.
Come on, him. He just drunk, that's all.
You know what? I used to deliver papers for 8 years out of my car.
Yeah.
Work with a bunch of guys, independent guys. We would deliver every paper.
No.
Out in Jersey. Record, Times, Ledger, Daily News, Wall Street Journal, anything. We would throw for accuracy, distance, drive out of the cars, hit them in garbage cans.
Billy, would you like to do a contest like this against Craig?
Of course. We used to aim for Halloween decorations, try to knock the snow and the winters over and stuff. Yeah, I'd love to. I'll go up against him anytime.
Billy, how long has it been since you've delivered papers?
About a year and a half.
I honestly thought it was going to be like 10 to 15.
Here's the thing. He would deliver papers. Pooh's delivering pizza.
Right.
How the hell do these guys meet up with us? Everybody's delivering stuff.
Because we like to read and eat pizza?
How about both of you deliver a joke one of these days? Is that a problem?
They're too heavy.
Try to be accurate and hit a joke right at the punchline. That's what I'd love to see. All right, hold on, Craig.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, we might do this. I like the idea of it.
All right.
You think you're going with it still?
Of course. It's Ronnie, I've been doing it for so long. It's like riding a bike. You don't forget how to throw a paper. And the best is in the winter when there's a little bit of ice because the thing will slide forever.
Now, I know you're lying because it's hot here at winter.
On a normal winter.
You give him enough booze, he's strong enough to throw in New York City. Please, Joe. I know you're right. I don't know. I don't see him getting stronger with the booze.
Were you drinking and driving while you were delivering papers?
Sure it was.
Nah.
It was cold.
It was had the little brandy under the seat, right?
Other than this one, what other jobs did you show up for drunk?
His worst day is that he threw a six-pack and drank the Times.
Oh, forget it.
He tried to drink the newsprint. He came home, his tongue was all black.
Here's Don. Don, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
All right. You know, ever since I was going to school 15 years ago, they said that it takes so many trees to make a piece of loose leaf. It takes so many trees. Don't you? I don't believe it. I think there's some kind of theory or something behind it because
there's a theory behind it, right?
Don't you think that they were run out of trees already? All these
you would
years?
think we'd be done with trees by now after 2 weekends of the Times delivery.
Yeah, right, exactly. You get a month worth of the Times, and it's a wasteland.
Are they considering the trees that get recycled when all the papers get back?
How do you
that?
recycle a tree?
No, I mean when they send the newspaper.
What the hell are you talking about? You think you can take the Times, plant it in the water, and we're going to grow a tree?
Ronnie, he's stacking up Times, Sunday edition, and pasting leaves to it.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Newsboy is wacky.
We get Christmas balls from it.
Newsboy learns to grow trees from the paper.
Billy Staples is the oldest newsie.
All right, here's Rick. Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I delivered newspapers with a bicycle with baskets all on it in the early 70s where you had a pedal, no gasoline engine or cars.
All right. Now, what you had to go uphill the whole time, and it was in the snow. You never did it on a bike, right?
No. I was way too cool for that as a teenager.
What about after you lost your license?
Yeah, cool kids. They're always papers.
Yeah, it was in the early morning. No one got to see you, you know? When you were a teenager, you had to do it after school when all your friends were hanging out and stuff.
All right, so you've been delivering papers, what, 20 years now?
No, about 10. I never did it as a kid. On and off for about 8 to 10 years. I've been going back and forth with it.
Same as your probation.
Those other paper boys must have freaked when they showed up and saw someone with pubes. And they saw him. They saw him. That's the sad part.
Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, John.
John, yes.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, not too bad. Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to get into message with them.
We're on the air right now.
I'm in Bayside, actually. I've been listening to the station.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Actually, I'm wondering about, like, how you guys are saying about delivery. In Bayside, we're out of control delivering. We have, like, a house every, 2 feet. Do they understand it? They have they forget about it.
You know how easy that is when a house is right after another house? Go into some of these suburban areas. You got to go a house and go up a circular driveway and try to find the house and winding road. Everything's Bayside. And all these city streets are all numbered. It's simple.
Let them do that. I mean, I'm talking about every 2 seconds you have a house. Bing, 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 bing.
and you have to make sure everybody gets their paper.
Do you bag in the car or do you bag ahead of time?
See, that's the thing with me. If I was delivering papers, I would give one to every house on the street. I would not stop to see who's supposed to get what.
You so miss it. And when your name comes up on the bottom line of a house that missed it, they get so pissed.
Oh, yeah, they'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the New York Times
people
people are
that missed
amazing
their
with the
paper,
complaints.
I've almost lost my job 3 times.
You know, let me tell you something. I'm living in an apartment. My New York Times guy still throws the paper. I think he goes up to the elevator and he chucks. I come out every morning. I see my paper all over the ground. Just scattered.
I would do that too in apartments.
You don't understand the time limit we have. There's a time limit that we have to get through the entire community. See, people are talking about, like, these out east, I don't care, in the middle of Queens, in the middle of Manhattan. They can walk through a Manhattan apartment, drop their paper. They don't drop the paper at each apartment. They drop the paper at the actual front desk. In Queens Bayside, we have every house will drop a paper every 2 seconds and determine if that is our house.
So it takes you a half hour. What are you complaining about?
I have.
All right, you want in on this contest against Billy?
Oh my gosh! Now, Billy sounds too good.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I'm in. You guys are amateurs.
Why? What happened?
I deliver one paper. I deliver 10 different papers. I bag while I'm driving. I'm the best.
Yeah, so I used to bag 7 days a week in the car. I even bagged the Saturday and Sunday Times in the car.
That was pot.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah, no. So it
All right,
worked
you want it?
I won another contest.
All right,
I'm not
hold
saying
on.
you're bad, you know.
All right, hold on. How are we going to do this contest? Can we do it down in the courtyard, Billy? Can we set up some throwing paper things?
What do we got to measure?
Sure.
Accuracy, distance?
Yeah, you know what you'd have to do? You'd have to do it fairly. Have somebody sitting down and do it both ways because there's 2 different schools. You know, one when you're throwing to a house to the left of the car, it's like a frisbee toss.
Sure.
And then when you're on the opposite, you either got to go over the top, over the roof, or some guys will keep the other window
All right, so
open.
we definitely have to get a parking lot and do it in a parking lot somewhere, right?
Yeah, and either have a chair or a car just parked there or something and do it for you. Because it's a lot different from a stationary car and a moving car, too.
What if we put you in a car and you come down 57th Street and you have to throw it in our courtyard?
That's easy. I could probably hit the cow when we used to have the cows in the courtyard.
Yeah, here's the problem here. I don't know whether
You'll be driving.
We can ever get a clear shot there.
We could do it.
Oh, here comes the paper. Paper's here.
Damn it, my paper's late.
Hey, Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, buddy.
These guys are amateurs. They're talking about delivering the Newsday and the Times. I live out on Long Island, and I used to deliver the Penny Saver. And they used to pay you 10 cents a paper. We used to have to deliver 1,500 to 2,000 papers every day.
You gotta get the papers. Get the papers.
Yeah, but the thing with the Penny Saver is you go down the block, every house gets it. It doesn't matter. You just throw it to every house.
But you're talking about bagging 2,000 papers, and you're talking about going. You're driving around a car.
And it's 1 day a week.
On a bicycle with a giant bag around the front and one in the back to keep the bike balanced so I wouldn't fall over.
But man, it was 1 day a week. We used to do these 7 days a week. It's a hell of a lot different when you got to do 2,000 houses 1 day a week.
And what time are you getting up in the morning to do this?
Anywhere from like 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
I would guess on those 3 o'clock days, the paper's really late?
No. It's like 3 o'clock during the weekdays, because weekdays is a lot easier. It's very small paper, but on the weekends you got to get to like 1:30.
But it's all you guys only deliver like 40, 50 papers a day.
I wish.
All right, hold on, man. Billy's so fast he can deliver the papers while cutting out his DWI articles. What, are you going to cut them out to let them know what you've done? Here, I found another article. Wife's bad to drink and drive.
I didn't want them to know what I was up to.
Damn it, there's another DUI article cut out of my paper.
Well, it sounds like you might be the best paper boy, Billy. But when you grow up, what do you want to be? What do you think, a fireman, or what are you going for?
I ain't going to grow up, Ronnie. Yeah. Come on. If it doesn't happen by now, it ain't ever going to happen.
Ron and Fez, 102.7 WNEW.
Billy Staples agreeing to get into a paperboy challenge. Not really sure what that even consists of. We're Ron and Fez.
Didn't that used to be a video game in the 80s? You'd have that little paperboy. You had to do stuff.
It's the only one I could ever play.
Hey, Justin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Billy.
What's up?
Hey, how can you steal a little kid's job?
They actually did away with giving it to the little kids.
Yeah, it's un-American. Now they sit at home, play on the internet, and shoot up their schools.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah?
Billy needed that job. He got laid off from the lemonade stand.
All right.
All right, Billy, it's a rough job, though, being a paper guy, right?
You know what?
I did this twice. My mother did this too. I yelled at her. I told her the same thing.
It's cruel. It
sucks. I did one day 500 papers. Sunday papers.
It's not easy.
I did it in my pickup truck. The thing bottomed out.
Yeah, I know. It cost us 63,000 trees, my friend.
Yeah, my mom's car's brake went in like a month.
Oh, you put a beat
Axles
on your
are
car.
snapping.
The wear and tear in the car makes it not worth it.
So you obviously use your own car, right, Bill?
Yeah, use your own car. I used to actually be in management down there, too, and I used to have to, people would call up all the times. They broke their axles, they bottomed out, they got flats. We used to have to go unload the papers from their car, put them in, like, our car, and, like, take them on the routes. Oh, such a pain in the neck. The worst part is, it's 7 days a week. You never get a break. You know, just when
the
you think
news
you're
just
done.
keeps coming.
I did this on the instant feedback from a Kia boy. Did Bill, and it's very inside, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
But the Billy used to chase Irish Alky shouting, "Where's my $2? I want my $2." Bill, you've had some bad jobs.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely had some bad jobs.
You a paper boy? You a garbage man?
Mm-hmm.
What else? Phone guy? What else?
That's probably the worst. I mean, the worst that you do.
He's always worked in communications. That's if you consider garbage a communication.
I've always been in the media.
Probably the worst job I ever had was my first one when I was still in high school. I used to work at Hempstead General Hospital, and I used to assist a doctor.
What?
He was a proctologist, and I used to have to clean the instruments when he was done with the exams.
You're lying.
Oh, you're so disgusting.
I swear to God.
Did you ever inspect yourself?
Inspect yourself.
No, I used to go, and this wasn't there before they had all the electronic cameras and stuff. You used to have to actually take like the foot-long pipe. There's like a silver pipe with a thing that went in the middle, and you used to have to insert it.
All right.
And then when he would get done looking around and stuff, and I used to have to set the guy up, then he'd have to take him back, and I had to clean him from whatever matter was left on there.
Oh, God.
How did you clean him?
Now, what were you getting paid for that, too?
Minimum wage.
Which back then was about $1.10 an hour.
Pretty close.
So were you sticking him in a dishwasher or what?
No, I had to do it by hand.
He was
I had to do it by hand.
like it was a popsicle.
Can I lick the beaters? Doctor, can I lick the beaters?
No, the doctor would hand them to me, and I don't try not to be too graphic, but people had to cleanse themselves beforehand,
Sure.
And some people wouldn't. They would forget. Those were the fun ones.
They didn't forget. They knew exactly what they were doing.
You could even think after you just had your butt reamed, then you're going to think, oh, yeah, I have to clean that.
Oh, yeah, you used to have to put them in a bowl and, with that some kind of, I forget what it's called, that brown liquid. That
Whiskey.
Crap.
Yeah.
Crap. That would have to be the worst job maybe ever.
That is horrible. I don't know if anyone can top that. I know I can't.
There's always a job I know that I couldn't do, and that's the owner of a bait shop. There's something about early morning bait smell. I think I could take it late in the day, but always when I'm going fishing, I go in that store, I have to go walking back out again.
Oh.
I think I would lose it first thing in the morning.
You would have to have the afternoon shift at the bait shop.
Not a lot of business there in the bait shop in the afternoons. All right, garbage guy, that had to be awful too, right?
Well, I kind of made it awful. I was doing my heavy drinking and partying days, and
when's that? That's been for the last 40 years.
This was about 12 years out. It was pretty bad. And, it's a pretty disgusting job itself, because the truck I used to drive, it's the front-end loaders, the ones that dump it on the top and stuff. And garbage would fall behind the blade sometimes, and you used to have a little tiny cubby hole about 2 feet by 2 feet. You used to have to climb in and shovel it out every few days. And this was all the fermented garbage and fish heads and guts and Chinese food waste. And
all the grossest stuff would work its way into the cubby.
The sludge. It was all the garbage sludge.
I'll tell you.
That's a bad word.
Anything with fish guts, I don't think I could do, Fuzzy. I don't think I could work with fish guts.
No,
Yeah, I actually used to work at a marina, and it was great sitting out on the docks filling up boats, but at the end of the day, we'd have to go and empty all the garbage pails, and there would just be maggots all over them with fish guts and everything.
I can't work with maggots.
No,
it stunk.
You do here.
When I did a house route, when I used to do a house route, and you come up, pick up the can in the morning, jump off the back of the truck, and the cans in the summertime would just be covered with maggots on the outside. And you'd be lift the can up, and you're like,
and some people even have rotted cans, right?
Oh, it's horrible. You used to get
I never had a bad can. I don't go for that.
Right.
I think to me, when I see a guy out there with a rusted can, it tells you what the house must be like inside.
Sure, there would be those old cans, and there'd be no bottom left in them.
Right.
You'd think they're just sticking their garbage in a cylinder.
Oh, those are the ones that used to get a beating. Put that when we would empty like the lousy cans and stuff, we'd like bang the daylights out of them so that they always become unusable anymore, and the guy would be forced to get new ones.
You should have just kept throwing the whole can and everything into the back of the truck.
Oh, they'd call up and complain and make the people buy you a new can.
You're working as a garbage man. You're telling other guys, believe me, man, when I was working at the proctologist, it was really bad.
The rule of thumb is, too, Fezzi, with the maggots. Once you got a maggot on you somewhere, for the rest of the day, you always felt like you had maggots on you for the rest of the day.
I would imagine, yeah.
It was horrible. It's like you got one on your arm, and you'd be like, ugh, you shoot it off, and then all day long.
I'm thinking it right now. You got me itching.
All day long, and they had a unique smell to them. Like, they were very bleachy. The maggots? Yeah, the maggots used to have a unique aroma to them, especially in the summertime.
What's a maggot when it grows up? What's it become, like a flea?
A fly.
So disgusting.
Right.
It's fly larva.
Now my reaction.
That's not rice you're eating, Billy. It's maggots.
Oh, Lost Boys.
Like they're in your headphones.
Yeah, but after a while you get used to it. After a while you don't even notice them. After a while, it's just like it's part of anything. Like oh God, more maggots, big deal.
You must have had a hard life growing up in the Roaring 20s.
He used to be standing.
Roaring drunk 20s.
He would be standing on the running board.
Jumping out of that rumble seat got to be a little hard sometimes.
Here's James. James, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, James.
Hey, brothers, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy, I want to apologize to you, man, because I talked to you when you was on the drunk show.
I'll take your word for it.
And I thought I'd criticize you, wanted to know if you wanted to still be on the show, but now I realize you deserve some happiness in your life. You need drinks, you need parties.
It's right after, every day after work.
Nobody, and you know him personally, so.
All right, thanks a lot, James.
Now, I used to work on the car lot. Man, I don't have anything as gross as you, Billy, but I used to have to, clean used cars. And people would just dump those things off, and there'd be 20 years of crud, it seemed like, underneath the seats and everything. Oh, we'd have to get on there and clean it all out. Try to make this thing look presentable.
Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Chris.
I worked at EMS for many years, and the guy you have on was talking about maggot stories.
Mm-hmm.
How about finding a body in the middle of somewhere in a heat wave, 2 weeks old, dead?
You know what? I got news for you. I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
No,
And the smell alone.
Well,
I couldn't work with dead bodies. I don't care what the situation was. I'd quit.
Well, we used to have contests, have a big sit-down bunch, and then whoever got that job, we take it, and we go race to that job, and whoever throw up first would lose.
Ew.
Yeah. Hey, it passes the time. It's called gallows humor.
All right, thanks a lot. You got to work, though. Fuzz, you got to have a job.
And God bless people that do these things.
Yeah.
877-692-1027.
Look for a job. The word today is job. J-O-B. You hear me?
Earl's dad. Here's Tommy. Tommy, you're on Ron and Fez. That's Earl's dad.
Guys.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Tommy.
I used to clean out foreclosed, abandoned buildings, and the people used to live in there after the plumbing was shut off. The halls would always be lined with buckets where they used to crap and pee in them. We used to have to bring them out to the dumpster, and they were always filled to the top. And there was always a challenge to not tip them, because if they spilled, then the smell would it would literally knock people over.
I hope you're in biohazard gear doing this.
God.
No, this was before all the biohazard gear was in fashion, man. This was just T-shirts and shorts.
That's smart. Wear shorts.
Oh, yeah.
While you're slopping crap buckets on yourself.
I actually got one time working doing a garbage show. I mean, not only did I throw away a whole German Shepherd once.
What?
It was mad. Somebody had just put it in their garbage pail, and I dumped it out, and it was like this whole big German Shepherd. But I actually got both my corneas burned one time on the back of the truck. Somebody threw away some disinfectant, and it shot right out the back of the truck, right out the hopper, right into both my eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember running down the block screaming like a lunatic, my eyes! My eyes! I thought I was going blind.
Flaming shots will do that to you.
Every day he's crying because he's blind.
And he married a dead German Shepherd.
Hey, Bobby. Bobby, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Bobby.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
You rule, man. I love you guys.
Thanks, man.
Listen, here's a great story. My buddy, when he was in college, was trying to become a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, what happens to this guy is he has to serve his apprenticeship in a hospital, and the other doctors got him shaving down people before they got to go in for their operations. So anyway, this guy's got this big fat lady on the table who weighs about 400 pounds. And he's got to lift up the rolls of fat on her gut. And when he lifted up one of the rolls of fat on her gut, he found an old Oreo underneath the
Oh, my God!
Wait a minute.
Now I'm starving.
Not only was it old, but it was moldy. So it was under there for like a week or something.
Oh, my gosh. Oreo crud in your fat rolls.
I could never work in any kind of job where I help human beings.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I won't be able to pull it off.
Sad as it is, I could never do like a nursing home thing.
No, never.
I'd
be driving away from people and problems.
I can't imagine dealing with bed sores.
Oh. Speaking of which, how's the inside of your mouth?
Okay. It's good.
Hey, Larry, you're on the fence.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Bezzy, how you doing, baby?
Good.
Yeah, I used to work at Shea Stadium. That was a real fun place.
What'd you do at Shea?
Well, we used to scrub out. We were in the food service, but when the team went on the road, we had to scrub down dumpsters and concession stands. There ain't nothing worse in this world than stinky old hot dogs, stinky old beer, and rotten soda sitting in the big dumpster, baking in the sun in the Shea Stadium parking lot. And they make you 16, 17 years old, knock that down, scrub it out, and then you got to sort everything out. And if they can recycle it, you got to dig that crap out and clean it for them too.
Ew.
He's come up with a good point. There's nothing worse, than old meat.
Yeah.
Old meat is the worst thing in the world. If we really thought about it, maybe we would be vegetarians. Because meat that's been left, whether it's in the trash, or even just raw meat left out, oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Maggots love that stuff.
Yeah, and it's
Again with the maggots.
And it's not long before meat becomes bad meat. It's instantly.
Yeah, what is it? 12 hours?
That's the window of opportunity you have to enjoy some meat.
Oh. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys. I think I had one of the worst jobs I think anybody could ever have. There's a direct care worker at a group home for autistic, retarded adults.
What'd you have to do there?
We had to shower these guys.
See, I can't do that. I can't put an old retard in the shower. I can't do it. I got to find something else to do. I'm serious. I'd rather deal drugs than do that. I'd rather deal drugs walking in a hotel room full of Cubans, and I got a bag full of money knowing I could get whacked in this. Then before I can hose down a retard. I can't do it.
Now, Chris,
believe me, I've tried.
Would you ever just cheat, maybe wipe them off with a rag or a wet nap and say, yeah, you're done?
Well, we had to work in shifts, and different guys got assigned to different residents.
Uh-huh.
So there were some guys you really wanted to avoid.
Right.
Ones in diapers and the lower functioning guys.
All right, please.
Did any of them, did their primer instincts take over and they get aroused while you're in there scrubbing
Oh,
up?
these guys, that's all they ever do. Is
Why would that
practice.
interest you, Fez?
That's all they do.
I'm just wondering for my research paper.
These guys live for that. That's all they do.
And then they'll start rubbing up against you.
Oh, they would lick their hands.
All right.
I could go. You need a whole show for this.
No. This will be the last
story.
time we ever talk about it. I'll tell you what. I would work. First day I would go in, I'd be hosing off retards. Second day I walk in there with a machine gun.
Hosing down retards.
And I yell out, no one's ever going to have to watch you retards again.
Oh, they were great. They could clear out a shopping mall.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
All right, guys, that's all I
Yeah,
got.
big checker pants sale.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
That seems bad. That seems worse than finding the dead German Shepherd.
Hey, Jody, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Jody.
Hey, hi, guys.
Yeah.
I got two stories for you. One is pertaining to Ron because he's always starving.
Yeah, okay.
But the first one is my job when I was a young kid.
What was that?
My mother used to make me get up at 5 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
when I used to love to stay out the night before. I was only 13, 14, 15 years old. Everybody would be hanging out all night long, but I couldn't because at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd have to get up, and my mom would drive me to a bait and tackle place where they rented out rowboats and people went crabbing, and I would have to cut moss bunker for people.
Oh, God.
That was my job. Slice a moss bunker in half.
Now, when you say Mom would drive me to the bait shop, is that some sort of innuendo we're supposed to be aware of?
No.
Just because it smells like fish, honey, don't make it a bait shop.
It was Becker's Boat Yard in Bayville, New Jersey.
Can you still cut bait?
Oh, yeah, I can cut bait. No problem.
Well, that's what I'm going to do right now, honey. I'm going to move on to the next call. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, well, when I was 13 once, I was working at a metal scrapyard, and it was, like, mutually disgusting because I had to deal with the angry Polish immigrant workers and the homeless people who are trying to sell 6 aluminum cans to get a next hit of cocaine or marijuana.
That's cheap.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Yeah, but, you know, one of the guys, like, he was riding on his bicycle, and he had, like, 5 bags taped to each side of his bicycle just to get into some marijuana and stuff. They would, like, put, like, bricks in the bags of cans and stuff just in trying to get some more money. It was pathetic.
That's being an entrepreneur.
I had the feeling Billy was one of those guys.
All right, see you later.
Yeah.
He seems to be defending them.
You know, the bottom line is here. Thank God for teenagers to do all these crappy jobs.
Teenagers are great for that. That and the Marine Corps. We need them. Take that hill, kids. Kids, take that hill. We need it. Some of you won't be coming back belly. You're on a Fez.
Hello.
Yeah.
I used to have to dig up graves and gather up the bodies and put them on a cart in the middle of the night and then bring them up.
I got to get somebody on the phones.
Gee,
who's working the phones, Billy? It ain't, now, you see how annoying it is?
Yeah.
When you're in this room?
Yeah. I hear it. It's different on this end, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Who's working,
sober over here, isn't it?
Who's working the phones right now?
I assume it's Al.
Somebody go out there and kick him in his veg.
Let him
Look
have
at
it.
Rory running.
I got Rory. He's got his vag kicking boots on. I got 877-692-1027.
Here is Rich. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Rich. Rich.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, listen. A couple of years ago, I used to work as a bouncer in a university club in England, and there was a lot of the unwashed masses, you know, the hippie students there, and at the end of the night, sometimes you'd have to pick these guys up and carry them out, and they would actually leave grease stains on your clothes where you touched up against them, and your hands would be black and greasy after you had to manhandle them out the door at the end of the night.
Ew.
Not very nice.
Your job was touching English people.
Absolutely.
That's filthy.
That may be worse than anything Billy's got.
Although they are...
Well, being an English dentist.
No, we don't make fun of the English anymore. Remember that? Ever since the 11th, when they were the only country to stand by us. By the way, we do want to get a
spy report
on whatever Bush had to say tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Is he still yapping?
Yeah, he came in the chambers of the joint session of Congress there for the State of the Union right about 9 o'clock.
Wow, what time's he running to?
So he's probably got about another 40 minutes to go.
Hey, Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
What can we do for you, pal?
Who's this?
It's Ron and Fez.
Am I on the air?
Yeah. What can we do for you, Scott?
Yeah, I'm a retired cop from Southern California.
Right, sounds like it.
I got a call one day to check the welfare of a woman in a home.
Uh-huh.
And she lived in a beach community in the summertime, and all her windows and doors were locked up, and she'd been in the house for 3 weeks.
Ooh. Oh, God.
When we finally got the door broke down and got inside, the stench almost killed everybody, but we found the woman, and basically her whole body was melted into the floorboards of the living room.
Melted?
Was she just like an old woman?
Yeah, it was just like she was in a night dress, and that's all you could make out. Everything else was just melted.
Ew.
No. Personally, I torched the house from that point on.
Right, yeah, at that point.
I put a torch to the house. Maybe even the town.
Yeah.
I kill everybody in the town so it doesn't spread.
It was pretty nasty.
Pull a Wicked Witch of the West on her ass.
When I start to think of how many jobs I couldn't have, it literally would be most.
Sure. Anything involving people and or meat at this point.
I can't work with meat. I couldn't be a butcher. I don't even like fresh meat.
Oh, God, my little brother used to work in a butcher shop. And for my older brother, he would bring home just these big packages of chicken skin.
Oh.
Corky loved the chicken skin.
Here's, no more meat stories. I can't hear.
That's true, Ronnie.
I can't hear about meat. Hey, Ed, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ed.
Hey, how you doing? I got one more meat story for you.
Oh, God, great, thanks.
When I was in my early 20s, I lived out in Las Vegas, and I was a busboy. And they opened a new restaurant, so they had to clean up the one that was there before. And after 2 months of the summer, I had to clean out the meat locker. So therefore, all the meat that was in there from April was now being cleaned out in the Las Vegas sun in August.
Oh.
So
let me tell you, that was just a lovely scene to be a part of.
Thank you, Ed. No more meat stories, folks. No more meat stories, no more dead people stories. Hey, Steve. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ron, Fez, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
I got a disgusting story. A friend of mine used to work in a funeral parlor.
Oh, boy.
And one time during the funeral, when all the families were there coming to pay their respects, one of the people ran up to the bodies and pressed on the stomach, and all the fluid came out of the mouth.
Oh!
And they had to go clean it up.
Now, why is anybody squeezing their stomach?
Like, he would, the person jumped, when somebody gets sad and they jump on the body?
Yeah.
Right.
And other family, when he jumped...
Who jumped on him, Rikishi?
It was one of the family members.
Oh, my gosh.
And he jumped on the body, and the fluid started coming out of the mouth.
And then he started breathing.
That's it.
Just gurgling. Oh. That's rough.
Hey, Billy, you're waving at me.
Yeah, that just reminded me. I think I know where I get my bad jobs from. My dad was a mortician.
Was he really?
How ironic.
Yeah, and he used to tell me some stories. I remember too, like, draining the blood, and like sometimes the muscles would relax and the hand would go up on his shoulder and stuff, and he'd like freaking out and running out of the funeral home in the middle of the night.
Constantly running out of his job.
There's a dead person in here.
Yes, you're the mortician. Get back in there, please.
It's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, I worked in high school in a vet's place.
Uh-huh.
And after they did surgery on the dogs, they had like bins in the back where they put them in to go through rehabilitation. I'd come in the afternoon, and a lot of dogs, didn't make it through surgery. So the guy, instead of burying them, he used to charge people to bury them, but he threw them in the garbage. One time I go in the back, there's a cow, he's dead. I go to pick it up, my hands go right through the carcass into the maggots.
Oh!
Lassie.
I'm going to see you later. Why are people doing this to me, Fez?
Lassie, come home and get your
I don't
innards.
like dead stuff. I don't like bugs. I don't like old meat. Hey, Bruce. Bruce, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Bruce.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I installed garbage compactors in all the housing projects in New York for 20 years. You see everything. You want to see bugs? You see cockroaches that are the size of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
No, not the size of your hand.
Yes.
All right, Joe Poo, don't you have a cockroach problem?
Yeah, a real bad one. Now you reminded me of a bad job I had.
What's that?
I had to clean out a high school over the summer, the kitchen. Yeah. And I had to go in the back and move out the fry vats and scrape 3 inches of grease off the wall.
Oh.
But this is the bad part. When you would move out the vat, 8,000 roaches would run all over the place.
That's nothing.
I bet you were shrieking.
They were everywhere, and we would just hose down all the floors into the little sewer drains that they had in there. Roaches just floating, climbing up the walls.
Oh, there's nothing worse than cleaning a grease trap.
Take an old compactor out that's been in the building for 14 to 15 years.
I will.
And you'll see what crawls out of it. There'll be cockroaches, rats, mice.
Seriously, what's the biggest cockroach you've ever seen?
Me?
Yeah.
The biggest? I'd say we took down the old incinerator one time, and you take the brick wall out, and the whole wall moved, and they had to be at least, I would say, close to the size of a can, like a soda can.
Now, we ought to do an exterminator show where we see if we can't bring the biggest cockroaches in here and seeing how much Joe can handle.
I seen a roach so big he threw a soda can at me.
I get your bucket full.
That wasn't a roach.
You see everything. Stuff thrown down. We've had babies thrown in compactors.
People are so
Thank you, Bruce.
scared.
No, you never had. Wait a minute, hold on. You never had a baby in a compactor.
Yes, sir.
Why,
It's been in
why
the
are you
paper.
going to lie
It was
about
in the
that?
paper.
Was it a fetus or a real
No,
baby?
it was in the paper. A real baby. I've gone down there and cops pulled all the bags apart. They pulled all the bags apart, looking for a gun, everything.
And there was somebody just put a baby down a compact?
Yeah, they throw it every floor. You go into a 30-story...
Every floor they're throwing a baby at.
I bet it was crying.
You go into a 30-story building, and every floor has a hopper, right? So you just go into the hallway and just throw it down there, and it ends
All right,
up
so
in
how
the
many
compact.
babies you going to end up finding?
Excuse me?
How many babies did you find over the years?
I've never found one, but I've been kept out of a building. I've been kept out of a building because the cops were down there.
I bet at first the baby thinks it's just a really fun slide.
This sounds like it's got to be
Straight down.
Myth.
It probably lives till someone drops a TV on it.
Straight down, boom.
Maybe it was retarded and they got tired of washing it.
Oh, he likes a compactor. He likes a compactor.
Uh-oh, here comes the TV.
Ron and Fez, 102.7 WMEW.